What if one island could hold the soul of an entire continent? A place where ancient kingdoms whisper through stone ruins, where mist-covered mountains touch the sky, where wildlife still roams free, and where the ocean shapes both life and legend. Sri Lanka is not just a destination. It is an experience that unfolds slowly, deeply, and forever. From golden beaches kissed by endless waves to sacred temples carved into cliffs, from emerald tea highlands to untamed jungles echoing with life, this island tells a story older than time itself. Every road leads to wonder. Every sunrise feels spiritual. Every landscape carries memory. This is a journey through one of the most diverse and breathtaking places on Earth, a land where nature, history, and humanity exist in rare harmony. Welcome to Sri Lanka, an island that doesn't just show you beauty, it makes you feel it. Sri Lanka, as a land of extraordinary beauty and diversity. Introduce the island's unique position in the Indian Ocean, its ancient history, spiritual depth, and stunning natural contrasts. This chapter sets the emotional tone, awakening curiosity, and inviting viewers into a journey through one of the world's most enchanting islands. Sri Lanka rises from the Indian Ocean like a jewel shaped by time, nature, and spirit. From the very first moment, the island pulls you into a world where ancient history breathes beside lush jungles, where golden beaches meet mist-covered mountains, and where every sunrise feels sacred. This is not a place that rushes to impress, it quietly captivates, revealing its beauty layer by layer, inviting you to slow down and truly feel where you are. Though small in size, Sri Lanka holds an extraordinary diversity that few places on Earth can match. In just a few hours, landscapes transform completely. Palm-lined shores give way to rolling hills blanketed in tea, dense forests echo with wildlife, and centuries-old cities stand as silent witnesses to forgotten kingdoms. The island feels vast not in distance, but in experience, each corner offering a different emotion, a different story. Sri Lanka's history stretches back thousands of years, deeply rooted in legend, faith, and resilience. Ancient civilizations flourished here, leaving behind towering monuments, sacred temples, and intricate works of art. These are not ruins frozen in the past. They remain alive in rituals, traditions, and daily life. History here is not something you observe, it is something you step into. Nature defines the rhythm of the island. Monsoon rains shape the land, rivers carve valleys, and fertile soil sustains life in every direction. The forests pulse with unseen movement, the air carries the scent of earth and spice, and the coastline hums with the steady breath of the ocean. Elephants roam ancient paths, birds fill the skies, and the wild still holds its ground with quiet confidence. At the heart of Sri Lanka lies a deep spiritual presence. Buddhism has shaped the island's soul for centuries, influencing architecture, values, and the pace of life. Temples glow softly at dawn, chants echo through hills, and moments of stillness feel natural, almost effortless. Even for visitors, this sense of calm is contagious, offering a rare opportunity to reconnect with something deeper. The people of Sri Lanka are the island's greatest treasure. Warm, humble, and resilient, they welcome the world with genuine smiles and open hearts. Hospitality here is not performed, it is lived. Conversations feel sincere, traditions are shared proudly, and even brief encounters leave lasting impressions. There is a quiet strength in the way life continues, shaped by history, yet always moving forward. Color fills every corner of the island. Markets overflow with vibrant fruits and spices. Festivals light up the streets with music and movement, and clothing reflects centuries of cultural identity. Food carries the essence of the land itself, bold, fragrant, and unforgettable. Every meal becomes a story, every flavor, a memory. Sri Lanka is a land of balance, ancient and modern, wild and gentle, joyful and reflective, all existing in harmony. It does not overwhelm, it embraces. It does not demand attention, it earns it. This island teaches that beauty does not always need to be loud to be powerful. As this journey begins, one truth becomes clear. Sri Lanka is more than a destination. It is a feeling that settles quietly in the heart, a place that invites reflection, wonder, and connection. What lies ahead is a story written in stone, water, faith, and humanity. And this is only the beginning. Sri Lanka's ancient civilizations through Sigiriya rock fortress, royal cities, and sacred ruins. Focus on mystery, architectural brilliance, and the legacy of powerful kings. This chapter should feel timeless and awe-inspiring, revealing how history and landscape merge into unforgettable monuments. Rising dramatically from the flat plains of central Sri Lanka, Sigiriya commands the landscape like a forgotten throne of stone. From a distance, the massive rock appears almost unreal, its sheer walls glowing under the tropical sun, challenging the sky itself. This is not merely a monument, it is a symbol of ambition, power, and mystery that has watched over the island for centuries. As you draw closer, the silence around Sigiriya feels heavy with history. Every step toward the rock carries echoes of an ancient kingdom that once flourished here. Built in the 5th century, Sigiriya served as a royal fortress and palace, designed with astonishing precision and vision. Long before modern engineering, its creators mastered water, stone, and space in ways that continue to astonish the world. The ascent begins at the base, where gardens unfold in perfect symmetry. These are among the oldest landscape gardens on Earth, designed to blend beauty with function. Water channels still flow, fountains rise with natural pressure, and shaded pathways guide visitors forward. Even before reaching the summit, Sigiriya reveals its brilliance, a place where nature and architecture were woven into a single harmonious design. Higher up, the rock face transforms into a canvas of ancient artistry. Faded frescoes appear, painted high above the ground, depicting graceful figures whose expressions seem to transcend time. Nearby, the mirror wall reflects more than stone. It carries inscriptions left by visitors over 1,000 years ago, proof that Sigiriya has inspired awe for generations beyond counting. As the climb continues, massive stone lion paws mark the entrance to the final ascent. Once part of a colossal lion-shaped gateway, these remains hint at the grandeur that once defined this fortress. Passing between them feels ceremonial, as though stepping into the presence of history itself. Reaching the summit is a moment of profound reward. From the top, the world stretches endlessly in every direction. Forests, lakes, and distant mountains merging into a vast green horizon. Here once stood a royal palace, complete with pools and chambers, perched impossibly high above the land. Standing in this place, it becomes clear that Sigiriya was not only a stronghold, but a statement of dominance, creativity, and vision. Sigiriya is only one chapter in Sri Lanka's ancient story. Across the island, ruins of old capitals and sacred cities lie quietly beneath the sun. Massive stupas rise from the earth. Carved stone temples rest beneath jungle canopies. And irrigation systems, built thousands of years ago, still shape the land. These kingdoms thrived not by conquering nature, but by understanding it. What makes these ancient sites extraordinary is not just their age, but their continued presence in modern life. They are protected, honored, and woven into cultural identity. History here is not forgotten. It is respected, lived with, and passed on. Standing before these remnants of ancient power, one truth becomes undeniable. Sri Lanka's past was built with vision, far beyond its time. These kingdoms may have faded, but their legacy remains carved into stone, water, and memory. Sigiriya stands as a silent guardian of that legacy, timeless, majestic, and unforgettable. Dive into Kandy and its spiritual significance, including sacred traditions, rituals, and peaceful landscapes. Highlight the connection between Buddhism, culture, and daily life. This chapter should feel calm, reverent, and deeply emotional, offering viewers a sense of inner stillness and reflection. Nestled among rolling hills and wrapped in misty calm, Kandy feels like the spiritual heartbeat of Sri Lanka. The moment you arrive, the pace of the world begins to soften. Life here moves with quiet purpose, guided by tradition, devotion, and an unspoken sense of balance. This is a city where faith is not confined to sacred spaces. It flows through daily life, shaping the rhythm of every moment. At the center of Kandy lies the sacred temple of the Tooth Relic, one of the most revered sites in the Buddhist world. Within its walls rests a relic believed to be a tooth of the Buddha, guarded for centuries and deeply woven into the island's history. Pilgrims arrive from across Sri Lanka and beyond, carrying flowers, prayers, and devotion. The atmosphere is serene, yet powerful, filled with the soft murmur of chants and the gentle scent of incense. The temple is not only a place of worship, but a symbol of unity and continuity. Kings once ruled from Kandy, protecting the relic as a source of spiritual and political legitimacy. Even today, its presence connects past and present, reminding visitors that Sri Lanka's identity is inseparable from its spiritual heritage. Surrounding the temple, Kandy Lake mirrors the hills and sky, creating a peaceful sanctuary within the city. Paths circle the water, inviting quiet walks and moments of reflection. As the sun shifts, light dances across the surface, and the city's sounds fade into gentle echoes. This lake feels like a breath, a pause between history and daily life. Kandy streets reveal a blend of tradition and modern living. Markets bustle with color, offering spices, flowers, and handmade crafts. Artisans continue age-old practices, passing skills through generations. Music drifts through the air, from ceremonial drums to soft melodies carried by the breeze. Every sound feels intentional, rooted in culture rather than chaos. Beyond the city, the hills of Kandy cradle temples, forests, and rural villages. The land here feels protected, as if the mountains themselves guard the spiritual center below. Morning mist settles over treetops, and birdsong fills the air. These surroundings enhance Kandy's sense of calm, reinforcing the deep connection between nature and belief. The annual Asala Perahera festival brings Kandy to life in a breathtaking display of devotion and artistry. Elephants adorned in lights and silk move through the streets. Dancers perform ancient rituals, and drums echo late into the night. This is not entertainment alone, it is faith expressed through movement, sound, and collective memory. What sets Kandy apart is its quiet strength. It does not demand attention, it offers peace. It teaches patience, respect, and presence. In a world that often rushes forward, Kandy stands as a reminder of the power of stillness. To experience Kandy is to feel Sri Lanka's spiritual depth. It is a place where belief shapes beauty, where history lives through devotion, and where every moment invites reflection. Long after leaving, the calm of Kandy lingers gentle, grounding, and profoundly human. Journey into Sri Lanka's central highlands, where rolling tea plantations stretch across mist-covered hills. Explore cool climates, winding roads, waterfalls, and colonial-era charm. This chapter should feel cinematic and serene, celebrating nature's elegance and human craftsmanship. As the road climbs higher into Sri Lanka's central highlands, the air begins to cool and the world transforms. The tropical heat fades, replaced by mist that drifts softly across rolling hills. Here, the island reveals a gentler, dreamlike side, a land shaped by clouds, waterfalls, and endless fields of green. This is Sri Lanka's hill country, where time slows and nature feels deeply poetic. Tea plantations stretch across the landscape in graceful curves, blanketing the hills like living tapestries. Row after row of emerald leaves follow the contours of the land, creating scenes that feel almost unreal. These highlands are the heart of Sri Lanka's tea heritage, a legacy that has shaped both the land and its people for generations. The quiet rhythm of tea pluckers moving through the fields reflects a way of life guided by patience and precision. The towns nestled among the hills carry echoes of a different era. Colonial-era buildings stand beside winding roads, reminders of a past that left its mark on architecture and culture. In places like Nuwara Eliya, the climate, gardens, and atmosphere feel worlds away from the coast, offering a cool retreat surrounded by mist and mountain views. Waterfalls appear suddenly along mountain roads, tumbling down rock faces with effortless grace. Fed by monsoon rains, these cascades shimmer in the sunlight before disappearing into valleys below. Rivers born in these highlands flow across the island, sustaining farms, forests, and cities far beyond their origin. Here, water is not only beautiful, it is life itself. Train journeys through the hill country offer some of the most breathtaking views in the world. Carriages glide slowly past tea fields, forests, and small villages, where daily life unfolds quietly beside the tracks. Windows frame scenes of misty hills and endless green, turning travel itself into a meditative experience. This is movement without urgency, where the journey becomes just as meaningful as the destination. The people of the Highlands live in close connection with the land. Their lives follow the rhythm of seasons, harvests, and weather. There is humility in their work, pride in their craft, and strength in their communities. These hills have shaped a culture defined by resilience and calm determination. Morning in the Highlands feels sacred. Mist blankets the valleys, softening the landscape, while sunlight slowly reveals the contours of the hills. Birds call from hidden branches, and the world awakens gently. Evenings bring cool air and quiet reflection, as clouds settle low and the sky fades into soft shades of blue and gray. The Highlands are not loud or dramatic, they are quietly magnificent. Their beauty lies in balance, subtlety, and serenity. In these misty mountains, Sri Lanka invites travelers to slow their steps, breathe deeply, and reconnect with nature's softer voice. This region leaves a lasting impression, not through grandeur alone, but through peace. The Tea Highlands are a reminder that some of the world's most powerful beauty exists in stillness, patience, and harmony. Showcase Sri Lanka's incredible biodiversity through its national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Focus on elephants, leopards, birds, and lush ecosystems. This chapter should balance excitement and respect for nature, emphasizing conservation and coexistence. Before the sun rises fully over the horizon, Sri Lanka's coastline is already alive. Waves roll gently toward golden shores, fishermen prepare their nets, and the ocean breathes with a calm, timeless rhythm. Stretching for hundreds of kilometers, Sri Lanka's beaches are not just places of beauty, they are living landscapes where nature, culture, and daily life flow together. Along the southern and western coasts, soft sands meet turquoise waters that shimmer under tropical light. Palm trees sway in the ocean breeze, casting long shadows that dance across the shore. These beaches feel open and endless, inviting travelers to slow down and simply exist in the moment. The sound of the sea becomes a constant companion, soothing and powerful at the same time. Fishing villages line the coast, preserving traditions passed down through generations. At dawn, colorful boats return from the sea, heavy with the night's catch. Men work together and practice harmony, pulling nets ashore while seabirds circle above, waiting for their share. This daily ritual reflects a deep respect for the ocean, a relationship built on survival, gratitude, and balance. Some shores tell stories of strength and recovery. Sri Lanka's coastline has faced powerful storms and devastating waves, yet it continues to rise, resilient and beautiful. Communities rebuilt, nature healed, and today these beaches stand as symbols of endurance. The ocean that once brought destruction now brings life, trade, and inspiration. Further along the coast, the mood changes. Hidden coves and quiet bays offer solitude, where the only footprints are your own. Clear waters reveal coral reefs beneath the surface, alive with color and movement. Tropical fish weave through coral gardens, creating underwater worlds as vibrant as the land above. Here, the sea is not just seen, it is explored. As the day warms, surfers gather where waves break with perfect rhythm. Sri Lanka has become a global destination for surfing, yet the atmosphere remains relaxed and welcoming. Beginners and experts share the same waters, connected by a shared respect for the ocean's power. Every wave carries excitement, freedom, and the promise of something unforgettable. Evenings along the coast feel magical. The sun sinks slowly into the sea, painting the sky in shades of gold, pink, and deep orange. Silhouettes of palm trees stand against the glowing horizon, while the waves continue their endless dance. Locals gather on the beach, children play in the sand, and travelers pause to witness a sunset that feels almost sacred. Food along the coast reflects the ocean's generosity. Fresh seafood, seasoned with spices and cooked over open flames, fills the air with irresistible aromas. Meals are simple, bold, and deeply connected to place. Eating by the sea becomes an experience that engages all senses, tying taste to memory. Sri Lanka's beaches are not defined by luxury alone, but by authenticity. They are places where life happens openly, where work, play, prayer, and rest exist side by side. The coastline teaches patience, reminding us that waves never rush, yet always arrive. In the end, the sea leaves its mark quietly, Long after footprints fade from the sand, the memory of Sri Lanka's shores remains carried in the sound of waves, the warmth of sunlit days, and the deep calm that only the ocean can give. Explore Sri Lanka's stunning coastline, from golden beaches to fishing villages. Highlight ocean sunsets, waves, and the laid-back rhythm of coastal life. This chapter should feel warm, peaceful, and liberating, capturing the island's tropical charm. Deep within Sri Lanka's wild heart lies a world where nature still rules. Here, dense forests stretch toward the horizon, ancient rivers carve their paths through the land, and wildlife moves freely under open skies. This is Sri Lanka's untamed side, a place of raw beauty, powerful silence, and unforgettable encounters with the natural world. National parks protect these landscapes, preserving ecosystems that have existed for thousands of years. As dawn breaks, mist rises slowly from grasslands and wetlands, revealing a scene that feels almost prehistoric. Elephants emerge from the trees, moving with quiet strength and intelligence. Their presence is humbling, a reminder of nature's scale and wisdom. Sri Lanka is home to one of the highest densities of wild elephants in the world. Watching them in their natural habitat is a deeply emotional experience. Families travel together, guided by matriarchs who carry generations of knowledge. Every movement feels purposeful, every interaction filled with meaning. In these moments, the connection between land and life becomes unmistakably clear. Leopards, elusive and powerful, roam silently through forests and rocky outcrops. Rarely seen, their presence is felt more than observed in tracks along dusty paths or in the sudden stillness of prey. Sri Lanka's leopards are symbols of mystery and balance, predators that play a vital role in keeping ecosystems healthy. Birdlife fills the skies with color and sound. From wetlands to treetops, hundreds of species thrive here, making the island a paradise for birdwatchers. Bright feathers flash through the air, calls echo across water, and migratory birds find refuge along ancient routes. Each wing beat adds life to the rhythm of the wilderness. Rivers flow through these wild spaces, sustaining animals and shaping the land. Crocodiles bask along muddy banks, eyes watchful and ancient. Monkeys leap between branches, their energy contrasting with the still patience of reptiles and big cats. Life unfolds in layers, each species playing its role in a perfectly balanced system. Safaris in Sri Lanka are not about speed or spectacle. They are about patience and respect. Vehicles move slowly, guided by experienced trackers who understand the land's language. Silence becomes essential, allowing nature to reveal itself on its own terms. Every sighting feels earned, every moment deeply personal. The forests also hold spiritual significance. For centuries, these wild places have been sources of inspiration, fear, and reverence. Ancient kings once protected wildlife, understanding its importance long before modern conservation. Today, these traditions continue through efforts to preserve habitats for future generations. As the sun sets, the wilderness transforms. Shadows stretch across the land, sounds deepen, and nocturnal life awakens. The air feels charged with mystery, as if the forest itself is breathing. Under a sky filled with stars, the human world feels distant, replaced by something older and more powerful. Sri Lanka's wildlife sanctuaries are not just destinations, they are reminders. They remind us of what the world once was and what it can still be if protected. In these wild places, we are not visitors looking in. We are witnesses to a living story that continues far beyond our presence. Dive into Galle Fort and Sri Lanka's colonial past. Explore cobbled streets, old architecture, ocean views, and cultural fusion. This chapter should feel nostalgic and elegant, blending history with modern island life. Galle rises from the southwestern coast of Sri Lanka, like a living history book, where every stone, street, and balcony tells a story of centuries gone by. From the moment you enter the fortified city, you feel transported not just through space, but through time. The air carries the subtle fragrance of the sea, mingled with the echoes of distant footsteps, horse-drawn carts, and the whispers of traders who once walked these streets. The heart of Galle is the Galle Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built by the Portuguese in the 16th century and later fortified by the Dutch. Massive stone walls curve along the coastline, guarding a city that has seen colonial powers rise and fall. Walking along the ramparts, the Indian Ocean stretches endlessly before you, its waves crashing rhythmically against the fortress walls. The sea seems eternal here, both protective and untamed, reminding visitors that Galle's history has always been intertwined with the ocean. Inside the fort, narrow cobblestone streets wind through a tapestry of colonial architecture, blending Dutch, Portuguese, and British influences with traditional Sri Lankan style. Brightly painted shutters, ornate doors, and centuries-old churches create a mosaic of color and design. Café, art galerie, and boutique shops now occupy historic buildings, blending contemporary life with ancient heritage. Every corner feels curated by time, yet vibrant with present-day energy. Galle has always been a hub of trade and cultural exchange. Spices, gems, and textiles were once brought here from across the island and beyond, carried by sailors and merchants who shaped the city's identity. Today, that same spirit of connection remains, though expressed through artisans, photographers, and storytellers who continue to draw inspiration from the fort's walls, streets, and ocean views. Sunsets in Galle are extraordinary. As the sky shifts from blue to orange, the city seems to glow from within. Shadows stretch across stone streets, and the waves crash with golden reflections. Locals and travelers alike gather along the ramparts to watch, their faces lit by both the fading sun and the city's enduring charm. The atmosphere is calm, yet charged with history and emotion, a moment of reflection where past and present meet. Culinary delights are an essential part of the Galle experience. Fresh seafood dominates the menu, prepared with aromatic spices and served with coastal flair. Street vendors offer tropical fruits and local treats, while cafes inside historic buildings create a unique fusion of flavors, ambiance, and tradition. Dining in Galle becomes not just about taste, but about feeling the soul of the city. Beyond the fort, Galle's surroundings reveal hidden gems, serene beaches, quiet coves, and small fishing villages where life moves slowly, guided by tides and seasons. Palm trees sway over narrow paths, and the sound of the ocean blends with birdsong, creating an atmosphere of gentle tranquility. The contrast between the bustling fort and the peaceful outskirts highlights Sri Lanka's diversity in a single view. Visiting Galle is like stepping into a story that has been unfolding for centuries. The city does not overwhelm. It invites observation, reflection, and curiosity. Each street, each wall, and each wave seems to carry a memory, a lesson, and a sense of continuity that is rare in today's rapidly changing world. Galle teaches that heritage is not frozen in time. It lives in how people interact with it, celebrate it, and preserve it. It is a city where past and present coexist harmoniously, where every visitor becomes part of an ongoing story, and where beauty is found not only in grandeur, but in the quiet details of life, culture, and history. In Galle, Sri Lanka's past is alive, its present vibrant, and its spirit unforgettable. Celebrate Sri Lanka's living culture through festivals, traditional music, dance, food, and everyday moments. Focus on community, hospitality, and spiritual connection. This chapter should feel vibrant, joyful, and deeply human. Sri Lanka is more than landscapes, temples, and wildlife. It is a living tapestry of culture, tradition, and celebration. Step into the heart of its villages, cities, and streets, and you'll discover a nation that pulses with life, where every festival, ritual, and melody reflects centuries of history, devotion, and creativity. This is a country where culture is not confined to museums or textbooks. It is experienced daily in movement, color, and flavor. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Sri Lanka's culture is its festivals, which blend spirituality, community, and art. Throughout the year, towns and cities transform with celebrations that range from grand to intimate. Religious festivals, often rooted in Buddhism and Hinduism, bring entire communities together. Streets are decorated with lights, temples are adorned with flowers, and drums echo through the night, creating an atmosphere charged with devotion and joy. The rhythmic sounds of traditional drums, known as Galle, guide dancers who move with fluid grace, turning worship into performance and performance into prayer. Music is a constant thread through Sri Lankan life. In bustling markets, temple courtyards, and quiet village homes, melodies rise and fall like the waves of the surrounding ocean. Instruments like the rabana drum, flutes, and stringed instruments accompany songs that tell stories of heroes, deities, love, and life itself. Music is not merely entertainment, it is a vessel of memory, a way of passing traditions from one generation to the next, and a language that transcends words. Dance, too, is woven deeply into the island's identity. From ritualistic dances performed during temple ceremonies to folk dances at harvest festivals, movement conveys emotion, reverence, and storytelling. The dancers' elaborate costumes, masks, and headdresses are as symbolic as they are beautiful, representing deities, mythical creatures, and ancestral spirits. Watching these performances is like witnessing history come alive, a living connection to Sri Lanka's rich heritage. Cuisine offers another layer of cultural immersion. Sri Lankan food is vibrant, bold, and deeply regional. Coconut, chili, curry leaves, and fresh seafood dominate flavors, while traditional rice-based dishes reflect agricultural traditions that have sustained communities for centuries. Street vendors sell spicy snacks and sweets, marketplaces overflow with tropical fruits, and family kitchens prepare meals that are as much about connection as they are about nourishment. Every bite tells a story of the land, the sea, and the people who cultivate them. Artisans and craftspeople preserve centuries-old techniques in pottery, weaving, mask making, and wood carving. In rural villages and urban workshops alike, creativity thrives, offering both practical items and decorative masterpieces. These crafts are not just commodities. They are expressions of identity, history, and pride, passed down through generations with patience and care. Religion and spirituality are inseparable from daily life. Temples, shrines, and meditation spaces punctuate the landscape, reminding travelers of the island's devotion to faith and reflection. Even in bustling cities, people pause to offer flowers, light lamps, or chant prayers. The rhythm of spiritual practice shapes the rhythm of the nation, giving balance and meaning to everyday existence. Hospitality is another cornerstone of Sri Lankan culture. Visitors are welcomed not as strangers, but as guests, with warmth and generosity. Sharing meals, stories, or simply a smile becomes a bridge between worlds. In these interactions, travelers feel the sincerity and depth of the people, leaving with more than memories, leaving with connection. Sri Lanka's culture is a living force, visible in celebrations, heard in music, felt in dance, and tasted in food. It is not a static backdrop to the island's beauty, but a dynamic heartbeat that shapes every experience. To immerse yourself in Sri Lankan culture is to see the island through its people's eyes, to understand how history, faith, creativity, and community converge into something timeless, vibrant, and unforgettable. In every festival, every melody, and every gesture, Sri Lanka invites the world not just to observe, but to feel, participate, and become part of its story. Here, culture is alive, and every moment offers a new lesson in beauty, humanity, and connection. Reveal a quieter side of the island. Remote villages, rice fields, temples, and simple living. Emphasize harmony with nature, traditions passed through generations, and the beauty of simplicity. This chapter should feel intimate and grounding. Beyond the bustling cities, sacred temples, and golden beaches, Sri Lanka reveals another side, quiet, intimate, and profoundly human. Here, in the heart of rural villages and along winding country roads, life moves at a slower pace, guided by rhythm, nature, and tradition. This is the Sri Lanka often missed by travelers racing from landmark to landmark, yet it is here, in these humble corners, that the island's soul is most visible. Villages appear almost hidden among rolling hills, rice paddies, and coconut groves. Simple homes, built from clay, wood, and thatch, dot the landscape, their gardens alive with tropical plants and fragrant flowers. Smoke rises gently from cooking fires, carrying the scent of spices and freshly baked breads into the air. Children play along dirt paths, barefoot and laughing, while elders sit in shaded verandas, exchanging stories, advice, and quiet observation. Here, life is measured not by hours on a clock, but by the rise of the sun, the rhythm of the rains, and the cycles of planting and harvest. The rice fields, meticulously carved into terraces or spread across lowlands, are the lifeblood of rural communities. Farmers work with patience and precision, often using methods unchanged for generations. Water flows through carefully engineered canals, sustaining the land in a balance perfected over centuries. Every step in these fields tells a story of survival, community, and intimate connection with nature. The green of young shoots, the golden shimmer of harvest-ready rice, and the reflections of sky and flooded paddies create a living mosaic, ever-changing and breathtaking in its quiet beauty. Villagers maintain traditions that connect them to both their ancestors and the land. Rituals mark planting seasons, harvests, and local festivals, each celebrated with dance, music, and offerings. These ceremonies are not for tourists. They are woven into daily life, reflecting a deep respect for nature, faith, and community. Observing them, one feels the continuity of generations and the enduring rhythm of life itself. Handicrafts flourish in these rural areas, preserving skills passed down over centuries. From weaving mats and baskets to carving wood and shaping clay, artisans turn practical objects into works of art. Markets in small towns become vibrant centers of trade, where villagers exchange not only goods but stories, news, and laughter. Here, culture is alive in the act of creation and in the shared human experience of work and celebration. The natural landscape surrounding these villages is equally captivating. Small rivers and streams wind through forests and fields, reflecting sunlight like threads of silver. Birds fill the air with song, and occasional wildlife reminds travelers that humans share this land with creatures both small and majestic. Hills rise gently in the distance, often shrouded in mist during early mornings, creating a sense of mystery and timelessness. Daily life in rural Sri Lanka emphasizes connection. Neighbors assist one another, families gather for meals and celebrations, and respect for elders shapes social interactions. Hospitality is extended freely. Visitors, even strangers, are often welcomed with smiles, tea, or simple offerings of food. In these moments, one feels the warmth and sincerity that define the island's character. Even in simplicity, beauty abounds. Sunsets over rice paddies, the reflection of clouds in calm water, the scent of wet earth after a tropical rain. These moments create a sensory tapestry that is unforgettable. Here, the extraordinary is found not in monuments or modern attractions, but in the ordinary rhythm of life, lived in harmony with nature. Visiting these hidden villages teaches lessons in patience, humility, and appreciation for the small, enduring details of life. It reminds travelers that the essence of a place is often found in quiet corners, in faces weathered by time and sun, in the work of hands that sustain generations, and in the smiles shared freely without expectation. Rural Sri Lanka is a world of subtle wonder, where history, nature, and culture coexist seamlessly. It is a space to pause, observe, and reflect. Here, the island reveals its heart unhurried, resilient, and endlessly alive, leaving a lasting impression that lingers long after the journey continues. Conclusion: bringing together nature, culture, spirituality, and people. Reflect on how Sri Lanka leaves a lasting impact on travelers. This chapter should inspire reflection, gratitude, and a desire to explore with deeper meaning. Sri Lanka's journey reaches its crescendo not in a single place, but in the harmony of all its wonders. Combine the mountains, forests, temples, beaches, and people. It is a land that leaves an impression not through grandiosity alone, but through the depth of experience and the way every element of life seems to connect with the next. From the first sunrise over the misty Highlands to the last golden light fading into the Indian Ocean, this island tells a story that lingers long after the traveler leaves its shores. The central Highlands, with their rolling tea plantations, remain among the most serene landscapes in the world. Here, every morning begins with clouds drifting lazily over emerald hills, dew shimmering on the leaves, and the faint aroma of tea leaves carried on the breeze. Walking along the terraces, it is easy to feel the rhythm of life that has remained unchanged for centuries. Pluckers moving with precision, local women tending to small vegetable gardens, and birds weaving between the branches, all part of an intricate choreography of nature and human activity. In these highlands, Sri Lanka teaches patience and attentiveness, inviting every visitor to slow down and truly observe. Descending from the hills, the wild heart of the island beckons. National parks and sanctuaries offer glimpses into a living world where elephants roam in family groups, leopards move silently under the cover of forest, and exotic birds fill the air with color and song. A safari in Minaria or Yala is more than just an adventure. It is an immersion into the balance of life, where every creature plays its role, and humans are merely observers. Here, the raw power of nature is tempered by the harmony and coexistence that has allowed wildlife to thrive for centuries. No journey through Sri Lanka would be complete without experiencing its sacred spaces. The Temple of the Tooth in Kandy, centuries-old monasteries hidden in the hills, and cliffside shrines along the southern coast remind visitors of the spiritual depth that permeates daily life. Devotion is not performative. It is lived in ritual, prayer, and movement. Watching monks chant at dawn, or witnessing villagers offering flowers at a local temple, reveals a quiet reverence that feels tangible, grounding, and deeply human. The coastline offers a dramatic contrast to the hills and jungles. From the soft sands of Bentota to the rugged cliffs of the south, the ocean shapes life and culture alike. Fishermen launch their boats before sunrise, returning with the day's catch, while waves crash rhythmically against coral reefs and rocky shores. Beaches provide a place for reflection, recreation, and connection, where the horizon seems endless, and the daily rhythm of the ocean mirrors the rhythm of life on the island. Cultural experiences are woven seamlessly into these natural landscapes. Festivals, music, dance, and cuisine highlight Sri Lanka's vibrant heritage. In villages and cities alike, markets overflow with spices, tropical fruits, and handmade crafts. Drum beats echo through streets during Perahera festivals. Dancers move with centuries-old precision, and the aroma of curry leaves and coconut wafts from kitchens, enticing both locals and travelers. Culture is not confined to performance. It is lived, experienced, and shared in every interaction. Sri Lanka is also a land of contrasts, where modernity and tradition coexist in surprising harmony. Colombo hums with energy, commerce, and innovation, while nearby villages preserve the rhythms of life that have endured for centuries. Trains wind through misty valleys, connecting people across time and space, while ancient irrigation systems continue to feed the land and sustain communities. This delicate balance of old and new, nature and human life, is what makes the island so captivating. Travelers leave Sri Lanka changed not by what they see alone, but by what they feel: the calm of misty mornings, the awe at ancient ruins, the thrill of encountering wildlife, the warmth of local hospitality, and the reflective power of sunsets over the ocean. Every experience layers into a larger story, one that cannot be captured in a single photograph or summarized in words. As the journey through Sri Lanka unfolds, it becomes clear that the island's true magic lies not only in its landscapes, but in its people, resilient, warm, and endlessly inspiring. From bustling city streets to quiet village paths, the human element weaves through the natural and historical splendor, creating a tapestry of life that is as vibrant as it is enduring. Every encounter, every smile, and every shared moment adds depth to the story of the island, making it unforgettable. In the rural heartlands, life moves with quiet rhythm. Farmers tend to paddy fields, their hands tracing the patterns of generations who worked the same soil. Water buffalo trudge through flooded terraces, leaving mirrored impressions that catch the morning sun. Villagers carry out daily rituals with care, preparing meals, tending to gardens, and honoring ancestral traditions through music, dance, and prayer. These scenes are not staged for visitors. They are lived realities that reflect patience, respect, and harmony with nature. In observing these moments, travelers gain insight into a way of life that values connection over haste and community over individualism. Sri Lanka's festivals further illuminate the island's cultural heartbeat. The vibrant Ezala Perahera in Kandy, with its majestic elephants, dancers, and drummers, is not just a spectacle. It is an expression of faith, art, and collective memory. Streets and temple grounds come alive with devotion and celebration, demonstrating how culture is inseparable from spirituality. In smaller villages, seasonal harvest rituals, local temple ceremonies, and simple community gatherings continue centuries-old traditions, offering glimpses into the island's rich tapestry of customs. Each festival, whether grand or intimate, serves as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding visitors that heritage is alive, dynamic, and deeply human. Beyond rituals and celebrations, everyday life in Sri Lanka carries its own quiet beauty. Morning markets overflow with tropical fruits, spices, and handmade crafts. The aroma of curry leaves, coconut, and freshly baked bread fills streets and homes alike, creating sensory experiences that linger long after departure. Artisans continue to craft traditional items, masks, pottery, and woven textiles, preserving skills that have been refined for generations. These practices are not merely economic, they are expressions of identity, resilience, and pride. In Sri Lanka, culture is not a spectacle to observe. It is woven into the fabric of daily existence, visible in both work and play. The island's spiritual essence resonates far beyond temples and shrines. Monks in orange robes walk silently through city streets, chanting prayers in the early morning. Devotees offer flowers, light oil lamps, and bow in reverence at sacred sites. These acts of devotion are seamlessly integrated into the rhythm of everyday life, reminding travelers that spirituality here is lived, not performed. Even for those who do not follow the faith, the atmosphere evokes a sense of calm, reflection, and connection to something larger than oneself. Nature continues to shape human life across Sri Lanka. Rivers, lakes, and waterfalls are not only breathtaking landscapes, but vital lifelines that sustain agriculture and communities. Forests provide food, medicine, and materials for local crafts, while the ocean supports livelihoods along the coast. The interdependence between humans and the environment is evident in the careful preservation of these resources. Ancient irrigation systems, still in use today, reflect centuries of ingenuity, demonstrating how sustainable practices can endure across generations. Travelers in Sri Lanka find themselves woven into this intricate network of life, witnessing firsthand the delicate balance between humanity, nature, and tradition. Each village path, temple courtyard, and forest trail offers a lesson in observation, humility, and respect. Here, the extraordinary is not always loud or grandiose. It is found in the quiet rhythm of life, in gestures of kindness, in the enduring beauty of human connection with the land. By the end of this chapter, it becomes evident that Sri Lanka's allure is not confined to monuments, landscapes, or wildlife. Its true wonder is the seamless integration of history, nature, spirituality, and human life. A harmony that leaves an indelible mark on every visitor. Every sunrise over the hills, every festival drumbeat, every smile along a village path adds another layer to a story that is still being written, connecting past, present, and future in a single, unforgettable journey. Sri Lanka is more than a destination. It is a living experience, a lesson in patience, beauty, and interconnectedness. It is here, amidst people, traditions, and landscapes, that travelers truly understand the depth of the island's magic, a magic that stays long after the journey ends. As the final chapter of this journey unfolds, Sri Lanka reveals its most profound truth, that the island's beauty is not found in any single landmark, beach, or temple, but in the seamless harmony of its landscapes, history, culture, and people. Every sunrise over misty highlands, every echo of drums in temple courtyards, every wave crashing along golden shores, and every smile shared by locals forms a tapestry of experiences that cannot be captured by words alone. It is an island that demands not only to be seen, but to be felt, understood, and remembered. The Highlands continue to enchant with their endless rolling tea plantations and cool, mist-laden air. Walking along these terraces, one notices the meticulous care in every plucked leaf, the rhythm of hands, guided by centuries of practice, and the quiet presence of locals who have lived in harmony with the land for generations. Every path leads to breathtaking vistas where mountains melt into valleys and clouds drift lazily over the horizon. Here, nature and human effort coexist in perfect balance, teaching patience, attentiveness, and reverence for the earth. Descending toward the central plains, ancient cities and ruins emerge, each telling a story of a kingdom long past yet alive, through stone, water, and culture. Sigiriya, Polonnaruwa, and Anuradhapura reveal civilizations that thrived by understanding and respecting their environment. Palaces, reservoirs, and stupas reflect engineering genius and artistic brilliance, their presence a testament to the ingenuity and vision of Sri Lanka's ancestors. Visiting these sites, one cannot help but feel the weight of history, the whispers of rulers, and the continuity of human achievement across centuries. Nature's grandeur continues to dominate in the island's wilderness. National parks are alive with elephants, leopards, and countless bird species, each part of a delicate ecosystem sustained through careful stewardship. Observing wildlife in these habitats is an act of humility. It reminds us of our smallness in the vast scheme of life, yet also of our responsibility to protect and honor these creatures and their homes. Rivers and waterfalls weave through jungles and grasslands, their waters nourishing both land and community, while the air vibrates with the calls of life, both hidden and visible. The coastline brings a dramatic contrast, vibrant, sun-drenched, and alive. From the southern cliffs near Marissa to the gentle beaches of the west coast, the sea shapes both livelihood and leisure. Fishing villages continue centuries-old traditions, casting nets and harvesting the bounty of the ocean as the sun rises, while travelers and locals alike find solace in the rhythm of the waves. Coral reefs beneath clear waters teem with life, offering glimpses into ecosystems as delicate as they are vibrant. The coast, in its openness and power, mirrors the resilience and adaptability of Sri Lanka itself. Culture, woven into every corner of the island, reaches its peak in the daily lives of the people. Villages, towns, and cities pulse with tradition, from music and dance to artisanal crafts and culinary mastery. Festivals, both grand and humble, bring communities together, celebrating history, faith, and creativity. Food, vibrant and aromatic, tells the story of the land, blending local ingredients, techniques, and flavors in ways that have endured for centuries. Through these lived experiences, travelers encounter the heart of Sri Lanka, its humanity, its values, and its enduring spirit. Evenings across the island feel transformative. As the sun dips into the Indian Ocean or disappears behind misty mountains, the sky erupts in shades of gold, pink, and deep violet. Shadows stretch over ruins, rice, paddies, and streets, while the world slows in reverence to the day's close. Moments like these create a quiet space for reflection, where one realizes that the journey through Sri Lanka is not simply about seeing the sights, it is about understanding the island's soul. Sri Lanka's true wonder lies in this interconnectedness, nature and humans, history and present, land and spirit. It is a place where every element complements the other, creating a living, breathing story that continues to unfold with each passing day. Travelers leave not only with memories of landscapes and temples, but with a profound sense of connection, awe, and appreciation for the delicate balance of life that this island maintains. As this chapter closes, it becomes clear that Sri Lanka's magic is timeless. It is not bound to a single season, location, or experience, but flows through every hill, river, temple, and smile. The island invites us to slow down, to observe, to listen, and to feel, reminding us that the most extraordinary journeys are those that touch the heart and linger in memory long after the final step has been taken. Sri Lanka is more than a destination. It is a living story, a masterclass in beauty, resilience, and harmony, and a place that will remain unforgettable to all who venture into its embrace. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video.